It's like a drug, but a perfectly pure and benign drug. The power I feel surging inside me.
Hey, wait! Don't give me that born-again teleportation rap. I told you I'm not gonna do it!
You're a fucking drag, you know that?
Something went wrong, Seth. When you went through, something went wrong.
The Fly is a 1986 sci-fi body horror film. Stars Jeff Goldblum and Geena Davis. Jeff Goldblum plays the eccentric scientist Seth Brundle, and Geena Davis plays a journalist named Veronica. I will start off by saying The Fly is not for everyone. It's very disgusting. It's nasty and grotesque. There's a lot of great practical effects, so if you're a fan of practical effects like I am, it might help you get through the nastiness of it. Also, I will say I will try to avoid spoilers as much as possible. If you can survive that, I think you can watch the movie. Seth Brundle meets Veronica, a journalist for Particle magazine, at a Meet the Press event. She's doing interviews and she's like, I don't know if I have enough time to just talk to you, but he tells her he's working on something that will change the world and human life as we know it. So she meets him at his apartment. She makes fun of these phone booths in his apartment. Phone booths are these like little cubes you would step into to make phone calls, kids. It don't matter. Anyway, so he said, no, they're telepods. So he asked her something personal of hers. She takes off her stocking, gives it to him, puts in one of the telepods, but then at the other telepod, her stocking transported over there. So this is obviously huge, right? First she says, are you a magician? Is this, is this a hologram? How'd you do this? So she's excited. It's like, wow, this is huge news. She takes out her little recorder, starts talking to him. And I thought this was kind of funny. He's like so offended that she's recording him. He didn't want to do an interview. He's like, I thought this was personal. I didn't know you wanted to do a report about it. Like, she's a journalist. This is huge news. Why are you offended? So her job the next day, she reports back to her boss and he tells her, she's being swindled and all this, that, and the other. Oh, and Seth shows up. So he just leaves them to his office and those two are just talking in there by themselves, and Seth invites her to lunch. So while they're out eating, Seth informs her that he can only teleport inanimate objects. When she asks what happens when he uses living things, he says he doesn't want to talk about that while they're eating.
Things you wouldn't understand. Things you couldn't understand. Things you shouldn't understand.
I will say Geena Davis is really good at portraying like the matter-of-fact journalist. She seems very well-grounded in reality and facts, while Jeff Goldblum is perfect as the quirky and eccentric scientist, as he tends to be.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should.
And this is back when we had baby Goldblum. We didn't have the eccentric apartments.com Jeff Goldblum. There's a point in time when Seth decides to try this teleportation device on his own. But unbeknownst to him, a fly sneaks in with him. So, from telepod to telepod, he transports with this fly, splicing the DNA. At first, he seems like he's enhanced. He's more energetic. He's like doing gymnastics in his apartment. He's a better lover, which I didn't know that was a thing with flies, but good for them. He has these hairs growing out on his back, and so he thinks, I'm enhanced. Cool, this is working out for me, until it's not. He starts losing his mind, frankly, and body parts, which is when this starts getting really gross. He starts to literally deteriorate. Veronica starts to document this horrifying change. In his mind, he's enhancing in the beginning. He thinks, I'm changing for the better. And we change our mind about him too. I mean, we go from sympathizing with him to being revolted by him. We dislike him. Now, if you kind of want an idea of how this movie is, I'm going to show you a little clip. And I will tell you that this pretty much sums up the film. The special effects are really cool, I will say. For a movie that's about 40 years old, this is so nasty. If you don't like it, still keep watching my video and then go on and comment and like this video and then subscribe if you like. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. In this scene, Veronica comes over to his apartment, and at this point too, we also find out that Seth is becoming addicted to sugar. I understand that, but he's very addicted to sugar, and he has found that there's a certain way he needs to eat his food.
I'm scared. Help me.
We are all sad and deeply grossed out.
Now, much like The Thing from 1982, The Fly makes me ill. And I know you're probably thinking, what in the total hell would I want to watch this film for? Because it's good. But there is this inner survival mode that we as human beings have, and it's disgust. It keeps us safe. It keeps us away from diseases. There are people out there that say they have, is it tryptophobia? Tryptophobia? I don't know, whatever, when there's like cluster of holes in people's skin, whether it's for special effects or, people do the Photoshop where people have holes in their skin. And I'm not saying people don't have that phobia. People have a lot of weird fears. Megalophobia. I don't like large things. I don't like big statues or buildings. It makes me uncomfortable. People have a lot of weird fears. But I think when it comes to people having holes in their skin, I think that's a valid fear. It's in our human lineage. People have survived a lot of weird shit in our lives and in our history, like the Black Plague. It's just human instinct to want to stay away from things that can make us sick. So I think when it comes to gross things like oozing skin, body parts falling off, and acidic saliva, we do find that inherently disgusting and it revolts us.
I would hope so.
Much like The Thing, in The Fly, we have this almost uncanny valley feel about Jeff Goldblum's character because it's still human, but not. Honestly, I don't get grossed out easily, but there's a lot of scenes that make me wince. The thing that makes me grossed out the most is vomiting and spit and things like that, and there's several scenes that feature that in this film, so warning. Trigger alert. And there's the original The Fly from 1958 and The Fly 2 from 1989. I haven't seen either of those. If you have, let me know what you thought of them. And I think that we've all had those weird dreams where we have body parts falling off, teeth falling out, fingernails falling out, hair falling out, weird things like that. Our brains are weird. And I think that, and I might be reading a little bit too much into this film maybe, but we all have that weird fear or that weird thought of our own bodies failing us. It is a Cronenberg movie, so be prepared for that.
Boy, Morty, I really Cronenberg'd the world up, didn't I?
And I think it's a movie that you have to watch at least once. Oh, and it's also music by Howard Shore. Music by Howard Shore. He's a great composer, very talented. I was excited to see a movie with music by him. Give it a watch. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if it grossed you out too. Oh, one more thing. I haven't done an official 100,000 subscriber celebration video yet, but thank you so much. If you've subscribed to me, you're part of the family.
We're a family!
And I do appreciate you. I'll do an official video one day soon. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.
I've come here to say one magic word to you.
Yeah?
Cheeseburger.